Hridaya Prema Ishwara Shakti. If you've been doing all the right things, the healing work, the yoga, the meditations, the reading, the spiritual practice, the medicine ceremonies, the praying, and still feel like something's missing, if you keep wondering when will I finally feel it, then this video is for you. Because sometimes the harder we try to reach peace, the further we drift from it. Stay with me as I share a story called Prem and the Luminous Pool, a reflection on what happens when effort gives way to grace. And by the end, you'll understand how to move from striving for connection to actually feeling it better in your body, your relationships, and your sense of the sacred. I'll guide you through a mantra, Para-harṣaḥ, which means ultimate joy, to support you in resting back into the presence that is already holding you. Hi, my name is David William, a practitioner of tantric philosophy for finding embodied, aligned love through grief alchemy and relationship harmony. Appreciating that to know deep grief is only possible having enjoyed great love. I know what it's like to feel disconnected, to do everything you can to heal, to love, to rebuild after loss, and still feel like you're missing something essential. My work now is to help others find peace, not by doing more, but by remembering the love and presence that never left. So if you're struggling with feeling like you're not there yet, and or are wanting to simply rest in being, this story is for you. Prem and the Luminous Pool, Para-harṣaḥ, ultimate joy. Dear adventurer, there was once a hill that everyone said you had to climb to hear the supreme word. So Prem climbed. He passed the valley of techniques, the forest of sacred sounds, the temple of names. Each place gave him something, a method, a mantra, a glimpse. But still, Prem felt not quite there. And at the summit, winded and expectant, Prem found only silence. No vision, no voice, just a small pool, still as moonlight. Prem sat, disappointed at first, but slowly something started to shimmer. Not around, but within. A warmth, a glow, a kind of liquid joy rising for no reason. Then a truth whispered, not in words, but in feeling. You never had to climb. You are the echo of the word. You are already within her, and she within you. Prem laughed, not a big laugh, just the kind that slips out when something impossible suddenly feels obvious. He lay back, letting the mantra hum in his bones like a lullaby from before memory. Para-harṣaḥ, ultimate joy. Hridaya Prema. So after a 2.5-year relationship ended very abruptly, unpause, I felt and spent the following year striving to fix things, to wrestle back what I had had. I experienced deep sadness and the loss of grief like I'd never known was possible. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone. So if you're experiencing that, I empathize. It took a lot of deep self-inquiry and the right tools to finally let that go and realize that what I was seeking had actually already been there. It wasn't that person that I was grieving, but the part of myself I had found through them. And once I understood what that was, I was free to relax into the rest of my life and let the next chapter that was waiting for me to unfold. and that was ultimately better than what I had been hanging on to, but I'll save that for another day. Sanskrit is often called the language of the gods because it's more than a language. It's a vibrational science where each word mirrors what it names. Mantra, which means that which protects or liberates through reflection, are essentially reality in audible form. And when you repeat them, you're actually realigning your whole system to a sacred frequency, like a tuning fork for your entire instrument to bring it back into harmony with life. In Tantra, Para-harṣaḥ means ultimate joy, but not the kind that depends on outcomes. It's the quiet bliss that arises when effort stops fighting itself. The word para means supreme, beyond, all-pervading, and harsha means joy, delight, the radiance that's uncaused. And together they point to something deeper than emotion, a vibrational truth. That joy isn't something we achieve, it's what remains when striving stops. Tantra teaches that the highest level of speech, para-harṣaḥ, isn't something we reach through effort. It's the silent hum that's already vibrating through every cell of our being. When we chant, we're not trying to summon joy. We're endeavoring to remember it. So, if you're with me still, let's feel that together now, an invitation to take a moment to soften hands, body, eyes, breath. What happens when you take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale softly? On your next breath, what might you discover now if you whisper Para-harṣaḥ? Para-harṣaḥ, ultimate joy. Again, breathing in, expanding the exhale, revealing Para-harṣaḥ. Feel the sound. Maybe at first a performance, then as a vibration. I wonder where you'll go if you let the mantra chant you. There's nowhere to get to, nothing missing, just this luminous pulse, the joy of being. I don't know if you'll practice the art of stopping today and tomorrow or a week from now, but when you do, maybe set a timer for 7 minutes. That's what I like to do. 7 to 10 minutes, that gives me a nice break to work with. Not to chant, not to focus, but to simply sit and listen. To notice the mind when it wanders and to let yourself become the bowl instead of the sound maker. To notice what arises from silence rather than effort. If you're like me, you may be surprised by how much grace you can hear when you stop striving to reach it. If you've been navigating grief or trying to rebuild love after loss and you're tired of doing it alone, this is your invitation to be heard. Invitation to share in the comments something that feels resonant, or to join my correspondence list where I share free integration packs each month, stories, mantras, reflections to help reconnect to peace and presence. Or you can step inside the Aligned Living Collective, a private space where we practice grief alchemy and relationship harmony in community. If you're in Mexico City, hosting regular events as part of the academy my partner and I have, or you can book a one-to-one tantric hypnosis session where we'll listen deeply together, and I'll support you in rewriting the inner dialogue that keeps you striving instead of receiving. You'll find all the links to that in the description. And remember, you were never meant to earn peace. That is a miscommunication in the spiritual space that you need to heal in order to be liberated. It's already humming inside you. The divine doesn't demand effort, just listening, and then aligned action to manifest into being. Para-harṣaḥ, ultimate joy.